Chapter 1. The Serum Awakens. Dr. Selene Voss had spent the last decade chasing a dream no one else could see. Beneath the abandoned industrial complex, she worked tirelessly in a secret laboratory carved into the earth. Vats of luminescent chemicals lined the walls, surgical instruments gleamed under fluorescent lights, and glass containment chambers shimmered like frozen water. The air was thick with ozone and antiseptic. Tonight, Selene's focus was narrow, obsessive. A new serum lay before her, still bubbling faintly in a cracked vial. It promised what all her other experiments had failed to deliver: extension of human life, enhanced regeneration, and cellular perfection. The lab mice, oblivious to her ambitions, were her first test subjects. She injected one, the smallest, frailest of the litter. Nothing at first. But then it began to twitch. Its body shivered violently, bones elongating audibly, claws splintering from delicate fingers. Fur receded into patches of pale skin, veins blackened and twisted grotesquely beneath. Its eyes bulged unnaturally, and then, limbs multiplied, splitting into shapes that should not exist. Selene's breath caught. Her assistant, Jonas, looked over her shoulder, aghast. "This isn't possible," he said. "It is," Selene whispered, voice tight with fascination. "And I'm going to see it in myself." Jonas's protest was drowned by the clink of her gloves snapping as she lifted the vial. Chapter 2. The First Changes. The serum burned going in, searing through veins like liquid fire. At first, Selene noticed subtle shifts. Her nails sharpened to pale, unnatural points. Her skin lost warmth, taking on a ghostly translucence. Small muscles flexed beneath her hands, moving in ways her mind hadn't commanded. She glimpsed herself in a lab mirror. For a moment, her reflection seemed wrong. A shadow of her own self, the edges of her body twitching as though trying to escape. Jonas pleaded. "You need to stop. I've read the data. This isn't stable. You don't know what it will do to you. I've gone too far to stop now," Selene said, almost softly, her lips moving differently than she intended. She barely recognized the voice as her own. As the night stretched, her movements became jerky, her joints twisting at angles that made her stomach lurch. Her reflection flickered under the fluorescent lights, each blink revealing subtle alterations, elongated fingers, the faint ridges of something skeletal forming beneath her ribs, eyes that seemed too large, too aware. When Jonas approached to assist with the experiments, she recoiled instinctively. Something inside her hissed, not a sound, but a shift in posture, like an animal ready to strike. Chapter 3. The Laboratory Warps. By the third day, Selene's body had become a battlefield. Muscles bulged in strange clusters. Veins pulsated black and blue beneath skin that sometimes rippled as if crawling with insects. Hallucinations blurred reality. She saw her own face staring back from a containment chamber, lips stretching wide, teeth elongated, eyes unrecognizable. Staff noticed. Security logs showed her moving unnaturally, sometimes creeping along ceilings or walls. Jonas tried to intervene, but she eluded him with impossible speed, her body bending and coiling in ways that defied human anatomy. Even the serum itself seemed alive, leaving traces on the lab surfaces. Anyone who touched Selene, lightly, inadvertently, began showing symptoms, subtle distortions at first, then more grotesque mutations. The virus was contagious. The nightmare was spreading. Her obsession was complete. She refused to leave. She refused to stop. Chapter 4. The Assistant's Plea. The lab descended into chaos. Vats cracked, fluorescent lights flickering, casting shadows that danced across the walls like writhing flesh. The smell of antiseptic was overtaken by metallic tang, blood and chemical vapor mingling in the air. Jonas appeared in the doorway, now partially mutated himself. His forearm had split into two smaller, writhing appendages, eyes sunken but glimmering with awareness. "Selene, please," he rasped, voice warped. "This isn't what you wanted, stop it!" She stepped toward him. Her hands were no longer just hands, they were claws, fingers bending backwards, skin stretching and forming jagged ridges. Her reflection in a glass containment chamber revealed a monstrous form, human consciousness trapped inside something alien. Jonas raised a trembling hand. "It's me, we can still stop it, together." But Selene barely recognized him anymore. Her voice cracked, a guttural, layered sound, both hers and something else. "I will finish this." Chapter 5: The Containment Breach. The lab's alarm screeched. Containment chambers shattered. Vats toppled, spilling glowing serum that hissed and bubbled on contact with the mutated surfaces. Selene moved with unnatural grace, a predator among shattered glass and chemicals. Jonas lunged at her, partially grotesque, pleading. She dodged, and the serum splashed across both of them, amplifying their mutations. Through the chaos, Selene's mind flickered between horror and triumph. Her body contorted painfully, bone reshaping, skin splitting and merging. She could feel the serum flowing through her veins like living electricity, each heartbeat echoing in every mutated limb. In a reflective panel, she saw herself fully, no longer human, but still her. Consciousness trapped inside grotesque perfection. She screamed, a sound that was both agony and ecstasy, echoing through the ruined laboratory. Chapter 6: The Aftermath. The explosion came suddenly, triggered by an unstable reaction of the serum with the lab's containment systems. The underground complex was destroyed, leaving a crater of twisted metal and glass. Emergency crews discovered only shards of glass, scorched floors, and the faint, eerie glow of spilled serum. Some swore they saw a humanoid figure wandering the ruins, its movements deliberate, intelligent, but grotesquely altered. Rumors spread, a shadow of a scientist, her body unrecognizable, leaving traces of the serum for the next unwitting victim. Some claimed to hear faint mechanical whispers among the rubble, like claws scraping the walls or fluid dripping from unseen forms. And beneath the rubble, among twisted beams and shattered glass, a paw, mutated, malformed, and pale, twitched and reached outward, as if to say the horror was only beginning.